diameter are at 42 millimeters so far, and this one comes in a slightly smaller diameter, 40.5 millimeters. So we reworked slightly the design of the dial to be even more classic than the other existing model. The whole proportion of the case have been also totally reworked in order to adapt to the size of the diameter. Same principle, 2 barrels. One just dedicated for the precision, so for the regulator, and the other supplying the energy for all the display of the watch. So displays, that's hours and minutes that are right there. The jumping second, the central second, the date, and the moon phase for the northern and southern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere on the disc, the traditional moon phase, and then you've got a double hand which will display on one side the edge of the moon, and on the other side you can see printed on the dial the moon phases for the southern hemisphere. So interesting in this watch is that you can set the time very precisely too. Look, when I pull out the crown, you will see that the jumping second will stop. So we'll go back to 0 and stop automatically at the zero position. It stops all the displays. Then if I pull the crown once more, I can bring back the central second to 0, so that I don't have to stop the watch exactly at 0. So easy to set. Then I can adjust the time. And the good thing about the watch is when you stop all the displays, you don't stop the watch. So there's no trick. I don't press the button when I turn it. Just the watch carries on because of the dual wing system. So you can see that the two sides are linked because this gives the precision to the displays, but separated because you can stop the displays without stopping the watch. Meaning that again, when I push back the crown, the watch starts with the highest level of precision. So this one is the master control launched initially in 1992, and that was the first model where we introduced the 1000 hour control of Jaeger-LeCoultre, so 6 weeks of tests on the final watch to ensure the highest level of precision and reliability of the watch. And now all the watches of Jaeger-LeCoultre are submitted to the same 1000 hour control. So new size, 39 millimeters, same design, same function than the original model from 1992. New version of the same movement, the caliber. Initially it was the caliber 889, now it's the caliber 899. Let me just open it. So it's the same ultra thin movement with a high frequency. And in between we've introduced the ceramic ball bearings, the variable inertia balance wheel to adjust the watch, a new gear train. So many things have been updated to match the level of technology that we have today. The Power Reserve, so Master Reserve de Marche, is another emblematic watch of the Master Control line. And it now comes in a new size, 39 millimeters. Also a new case, it's the Master Ultra Thin case. And the functions of the watch are the Power Reserve, the date, and the small second. And that's one of the most successful Master Control, along with the other model we've just seen. On the back, well, the same, an ultra thin automatic movement with all the complication we've just seen. So a very classic, very elegant watch, existing also in pink gold and stainless steel. The Master Tourbillon, so it's a new Master Tourbillon with just hours, minutes, and a small second on top of the tourbillon. So again, a case which is 1 millimeter thinner than the existing tourbillon. That's a tourbillon where you can also adjust easily the hours when you travel, without losing the precision of the tourbillon and the minutes. And on the back, it's you can see through the sapphire, excuse me, the automatic movement with a gold segment, so 22 karat gold segment. Introduce a new complication in the Reverso. It's the full calendar. So you have in the watch the indication of the moon phase, the date around the moon phase, the day of the week, and the months. So the full calendar. And on the back you can see the manually wound movement, which has been specially created for this watch in a rectangular shape to display all those functions. So existing in pink gold and also in stainless steel. It's a Reverso in white gold, and the dial is made out of blue translucid enamel. A grand feu dial, that means that the enamel has been fired at a temperature of more than 850 degrees Celsius to have the shine on the surface and to have a very resistant surface. The whole dial is made out of white gold, so the bases are made out of white gold, which is guilloché, and all the figures and the metallic parts are part of this main plate for the dial. So they are engraved, so we make the guilloché around the figures, and then we polished the enamel and the gold surface for the number at the same time. That's very hard, because when you polish the enamel, you have some tiny particles of enamel, very hard, that will scratch the surface of the gold. So we had to invent a way of polishing the gold and the enamel at the same time and having the two surfaces perfectly polished.
What's on the back?
On the back, it's a full case back, so that you can personalize your watch with whatever you'd like to have. So you can put your personal story on the back of the Reverso.
Fantastic.
So in the new case for the Reverso that we launched last year, that's the ultra thin Reverso that was launched last year for the 80th anniversary. It now comes in a new case in white gold with another historical dial of 1931. So the design of the dial is inspired from the very first designs. It's a fine grainy dial with a blue print on it. And interesting is the design of the small second, which is reproducing the very same small second than back then in the 1930s, so with a more square shape than the current one. Again, a plain case back so that you can engrave the watch. You remember last year the re-edition of the Deep Sea? So Deep Sea is Deep Sea Memo Box is a watch from 1959, the first diving watch with an alarm that we made in re-edition last year. And this year we took the same case, same design, all the elements of the re-editions, but we integrated a new complication, that's the chronograph. So it comes with a chronograph and a traditional chronograph with only 2 counters, hours and minutes, so no date, no small second. So it's a diving watch, but as it was back in the 1950s. So you don't have the turning bezel, you have all the elements that you can use to dive. So it's water resistant to 100 meters, but it's not built according to the current norm for diving. So it's more for people who like to have a watch coming from with the same original expression than the diving watches of the 50s.